What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another lucky dip, and this is another one from great friend of the channel, Shafiq. And it's another tune from the 80s. This is from 1988, so it's possible. The reason this artist, Burgh, sounds familiar to me might not be because I know the song per se, or even any other tunes by him, but just because it's a name that would have been bandied about when I was in my single-digit years. Nevertheless, I don't think I've ever heard of the track The Last Time I Cried, though I do like the phrase. Generally speaking, I think especially in songs or music, crying often relates to feelings of sadness, of being very upset, typically in connection to romance or being cheated on, something on that level. Now, of course, you can cry for reasons of sublime inspiration or overwhelming joy, but if I had to predict in advance, I would say maybe we're dealing with crying as it relates to sadness and hurt feelings. So yeah, The Last Time I Cried, it seems to look retrospectively to a prior event or incident or experience, whether that's a breakup of a relationship or again, someone cheating on you. So yeah, I would expect it to maybe be a deep and painfully emotional tune, but I guess we'll find out. Let's hear it. This is Burgh. The track is The Last Time I Cried, and it's from 1988.
The last time I cried, I was sitting home and it was deep in the night, staring at the shadows and the flickering lights, giving all that I had to take them away, giving all that I had to make them pay. See the people long ago in the rain, waiting as the soldiers put them all on a train, and the hands on the bar, the eyes full of tears, and the word is the same for 1,000 years. Staring at a soldier with his gun in the rain. It was the face of a child, my child here asleep, and the soldier who smiled, the man was me.
So I'll try to focus on the Sonics first. I do enjoy his voice, especially those atmospheric cries rising up into the sky, which does seem related to the lyrics. More on that in a moment. But a couple moments just in the normal lyrical vocal parts, I think, were very powerful and emotional. The dual guitars, I think there was a strumming acoustic guitar and then those more power chord electric guitar moments, which I enjoyed even more. And just a heavy, deep feeling to the overall sonic atmosphere. The bass was very deep and grooving, so yeah, I enjoyed the sonic setting of the track. But what stood out most is the lyrics. Again, going into it, thinking about crying, I'm even with the opening verse where we're talking about sitting at home and seeing flickers of lights, the shadows behind them, which of course, if you have shadows and echoes, it's something that isn't per se, but it's the remainder or the absence of something that is, if that makes sense. So the echoes of the vocal delivery mixed with the line about seeing shadows amid the flickers of light, I thought that was a very good conceptual synthesis. But I was thinking, okay, someone who's maybe been brokenhearted and they're sitting at home reflecting on it, and then we're talking about the rain and a soldier, and it's like, wait, there's something more going on here. And then talking about a soldier pointing a gun and seemingly at a child, and then it's like, oh, holy crap, what is happening here? And then the soldiers are putting people on trains. So then I'm thinking, oh my God, it's something like the Holocaust, if not that specifically. And the more it goes on, it's like Eli and talking about Lord and you've forsaken me, which, you know, whether we're talking the Shoah or just some horrible wartime genocide or atrocity, it feels like that's what people must go through. This idea of, you know, whether you have specific religious beliefs or just this feeling like, why is this happening to us? Even if you're just thinking about it in an empirical, sort of rational way, this, like, you know, the life, earth, whether it's, again, a religious sentiment or a more secular one, we've been abandoned, we've been forsaken. So then I'm thinking, wait, this really is something like the Holocaust, if not that specifically. But then there was the line about him, the man was me. And so then I'm wondering if it was a soldier who's taking part in this, and then seeing the brutality, the humanity of this child who's being forced from their home in the middle of the night as it's raining out, maybe being put on a train headed to their death. It would make sense either way, whether this was their child, which is what I thought it was at first, and I think there was a line to that effect. But then if you're the man with the gun, you know, even a soldier who's part of this larger atrocity could have an attack of conscience, an attack of humanity, and feel terrible about what's happening and what they're doing. And so later in life, they might sit at home and reflect about, you know, what horrors they were involved in. So the intensity of this tune, even without fully knowing exactly what we're dealing with lyrically, it felt much, much heavier than I thought going into it, where, don't get me wrong, being brokenhearted about a relationship or someone breaking your heart by cheating on you, that can be a very heavy, painful thing, but it's not on the same level as talking about, you know, military-related genocides or atrocities. So yeah, it felt like a much heavier and deeper tune than I was expecting going into it, and the Sonics definitely fit that type of lyrical meaning, again, even without knowing the precise specifics, very well. So an incredible tune, one that I wasn't really prepared for. Shout out to Shafiq. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.